I believe this might be on our phone line. Is this Eric?
Yeah, that's right.
Yay! Round of applause.
Oh, yeah.
Eric Bauza is on the show. I have to admit, I'm in awe of you. I have to say this because, Eric, you are my age. You are a December baby, born 1979. You are my age. And you have a better career than I will ever have.
Well, I don't know about that, you see. Without me, Daffy Duck, Eric Bauza has nothing.
Well, I'm sure all the voices that live inside your head, Eric, will be glad to know that they exist through your mouth. Like I said before, Eric is in the new movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up. It is outstanding. It's a Looney Tunes movie. Outstanding movie. I watched it last night. Because I wanted to watch it. I wanted to wait to watch it. I know they sent me the movie. I wanted to wait to watch it to right before I talked to Eric, because if it stunk, I would have told him. You know me, Joe. I'll be like, look, the movie stinks. This movie does not stink.
No, hey.
That's part of your problem. Then.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so kind of you to say, because that is always the worry, I think. Obviously, not just with Looney Tunes, with anything that I've been a part of or I've made. You know, it's tough. Today's audience is really tough. Everyone, I think as soon as they introduce DVD extra features, everyone has become an expert on filmmaking. We've seen now the more of the filmmaking process than maybe we should have. But that being said, I appreciate the kind words, and I only hope that they're coming from a true Looney Tunes fan, because that's what we made this movie for, are the true fans.
Well, that's the thing. I am in awe of you because you have taken the mantle of Mel Blanc. You are now the voice of literally everybody that I grew up with. Bugs, Daffy, Porky, Sylvester, Tweety, Marvin the Martian, a.k.a. everybody in Warner Brothers on the Looney Tunes lot comes out of this man. Okay, Eric Bauza is... Go ahead.
That's true, Doc. I'm a rabbit, all right. You know that it is rabbit season, duck season.
No, it's
rabbit season.
And no, Joe, that's not a tape. That's him right now doing that live. This is my point with...
Yeah, that's right.
There you go, Porky.
No AI was used in the production of this interview, our conversation.
Yes, it's not an interview. It's a conversation. Thank you, Porky. The fact of the matter is, though, like, this is something like we all grew up with. It's part of our childhood. It's part of our livelihood.
Absolutely.
I know that Eric has a kid. I don't know if you have more than one kid. I know you have at least one kid. I did my research.
It's his birthday. It's his birthday today. He's 9 years old.
Happy birthday, little Eric Bauza's kid. What's his name?
His name is Riker.
Riker. Happy birthday, Riker. And let me tell you right now, you're having this guy as your father has to be the greatest thing in the world, because when he tells you a story, Bugs Bunny's telling you a story. Right? It's not freaking...
I'm telling you.
You know, it's like, my dad sometimes does voices. So does mine. It's not the same, kid. It's not the same.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is Bugs Bunny, but other times it's a Woody Woodpecker.
That's the thing, Joe. He does Woody. Dude, he's also the voice of Woody Woodpecker, too.
Walter Lantz.
That's what I'm saying. He has... the great ones have passed on and moved away. Even the guy that... he just passed away, I think it was today or yesterday, the voice of Space Ghost. Passed away as well.
Yeah, George Lowe. George Lowe. Yeah, he was incredible.
And it's like but I'm sure Eric will get the job, but
well, you know, before George, there was the great Gary Owens. Gary Owens was the original voice of Space Ghost.
Oh, yeah. I remember him laughing. Wow,
exactly. And that's why, like, I need to make Eric my friend, Joe. You see to understand, because I was telling Joe, we were in the first segment, and I was telling Joe that I need to make Eric my friend, because I want this as my side gig, too. But you take all the big names. You be Bugs, you be Daffy, you do the movies. I want to be at least the voice of one cartoon character. And I know I can do it.
Here's the thing, like, I'll say why you have the player position in on this is because a lot of the classic juggernauts, all the old school, all the godfathers and the godmothers of voiceover started in radio.
I know.
Started, exactly where you were. They were running around Hollywood going from ABC, NBC to CBS, performing these voices, Private Sad Sack. That was the USO military character. He basically used the Porky Stutter as a private sad sack. And of course, he was on the Jack Benny show doing the Speedy Gonzalez voice. My name is Ty. I have a sister named Sue. And what does she do? She sews. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, literally, that's what I'm saying. You're dancing among legends. That's what Eric's doing right now. And let me tell you, it doesn't skip a beat. I have to, and I'm not just going to kiss Eric's ass because he's on the show and I'm looking to get work, Joe. The fact of the matter, when I watched the movie, I closed my eyes for a particular reason. I wanted to see if I could feel Daffy Duck. Because it's not like, because a lot of people can do Daffy Duck. They do a lot of with the lisp, and they do a lot of the, and they do, and some people, and you're like, okay, if I can do it, it can't be that hard. Let me hear this guy do it. You close your eyes, Joe. It's like Mel Blanc is doing the freaking voice. It's ridiculous. Porky Pig as well. You hear your childhood. It's crazy.
Well, that's where it all comes from. Is just back in the day. I believe if we are the same age, then we grew up in the same '90s renaissance of Looney Tunes. So it was Saturday mornings with the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show, and then after school, you would have Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Freakazoid, and maybe Batman the animated series.
I love Animaniacs, the old one, not the new one that came out with Hulu. I'm sorry, I know you work for Warner Brothers, but the new one, the new one, not as good as the old one. The old one was amazing. And that's why I think
they really had it down, and you got to credit people like Tom Ruger. You got to credit people like Paul Rugg.
I was going to say Paul Rugg. Yeah,
these are Sherry Stoner. So many great. It's funny. A lot of those people come from Groundlings. A lot of these people come from the sketch comedy background. Mm-hmm. And in a sense, what was really thriving back then was the Adam Sandler, Mike Myers, Dana Carvey generation of SNL. And I think they took a little page out of that.
Yeah, because what you need for...
if there was any scenes that I had improvised, there was one in the movie Space Jam: A New Legacy where Foghorn Leghorn goes, I say, where did he get all these spectators? And then Daffy says, I don't know, but the line for the bathroom is going to be insane. Literal potty humor. And then in this movie, there's a scene where the alien gum is trying to take over Daffy's body. And, of course, he's trying to enter through the mouth. And there,
I know the line, so go ahead.
Yeah. I barely even know you. That was the line, and I guess that I had ad-libbed that. But you come up with these things on the spot, and I'm sure you guys do all the improvising and ad-libbing on your show, and it's hard to keep track.
Well, we pride ourselves on being unscripted because there's a lot of people that even in today. They're like scripted radio. They're like, oh, Joe's going to say this at 7:10, and then I'm going to jump in at 7:20, and I'm going to denounce what he said.
Oh, wow.
There are a lot of people that do that. We work without a net because that's how you get pure comedy. That's how you get pure comedy.
Yeah. And sometimes it works.
And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But that's how you do it. And I think that can be said about that the world of animation. Yeah. Because if you're going for that joke, then you have to be ready to either fall flat on your face, or you're going to make everyone in the room laugh. Because there's a sight gag in the Day the Earth Blew Up that's hysterical with Daffy and Porky are they're putting cement on their walkway. and Porky's reading the list, and Porky's reading the list, and the list says, we got to get all the cracks out of the walkway. And while they're paving and doing, Daffy's ass is hanging out with a big crack in the middle. And it's hysterical. It's hilarious. Like this...
Daffy, Daffy, I said no crack. Oh, sorry. Yes.
And just like
I forgot to wear my suspenders.
Yeah, and by the way, the thing about this movie, which I can't even hype up enough. You need to go see this movie because first off, seeing it on the big screen's got to be a trip for a lot of people. Like this is not a movie that you're just going to dump your kid in and go see. Go see it with your kid. Like sit down like a family and go watch this movie because the experience has to be on a big screen. It's going to be phenomenal. But this movie also doesn't take away the essence of like what Daffy Duck was. You know how like Daffy Duck would get shot in the face and his duck bill would spin around and shit? All that is still in this, like all that nuance is in this movie. Like it doesn't go away.
That stuff is timeless.
That's my point. They didn't just go, we're gonna reinvent the wheel. They don't do that. They did. The wheel is there, and it works fine.
Yep.
And everything, little thing.
That is exactly what I said yesterday in another conversation. Is that is the greatest thing about being able to work with these characters. In my experience, is that whoever I work with, whoever's driving the story, I like to say they don't add or take away from the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices recipe. It's all there, untampered.
What are you trying to say? That I'm a chicken? I'm a duck.
We keep the same secret sauce, and or we keep the same wheel. We do not reinvent the wheel. All we do is we change the GPS. We change the road that they're traveling on. Yeah. That's about it.
And tell Daffy if we fried him up with the herbs and spices, he would be delicious. All right, Daffy, don't make me fight you.
I hope you guys don't eat bacon, because if so, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Well, the name of the show is The Ham Radio Show, so we're proud to have Porky Pig on the program tonight. That's a lot of peas.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could be your new mascot.
Oh, dude, I would love it. Eric, this is why we have to hang out. Do you understand? We need Porky Pig to cut IDs for the radio station. You know what I mean? Like, how great would it be, Joe, to have Porky Pig tell it? You know what? Let's see if we can do it over the phone. The quality's not going to be as great.
Let's do it.
All right. Just tell everybody as Porky Pig that they're listening to the Ham Radio Show, and then say whatever the hell else you want. Go ahead.
You're listening to the Ham Radio Show. I resemble that remark. That's all, folks.
Perfect. Perfect. Nick, get on that. That's yours. Enjoy. Cut that up. I'm not going to ask him that because he does like 1,000. I don't even know how many characters do you do?
Here, let's see. At least within the Looney Tunes universe.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
What do they do on a rainy night in Rio? Where do they go when there ain't no starry sky? Daffy Duck, you're despicable. Porky Pig. Speedy Gonzales, that pussycat is silly. Andale, esa, yeehaw. Oh, what about Sylvester? I'm going to eat that bird if it's the last thing I do. I thought I saw Putty Cat. I did see a Putty Cat. Ooh, I hate that rabbit. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting wabbit.
I mean, that's the lion's share of them all right there. I forgot. Marvin the Martian.
I was going to say,
lovely?
One of the greats of our time, Marvin the Martian. Sure. One of the most underrated characters, by the way. And if you have no clue who, because there's kids that listen, no clue, go on YouTube and look up Duck Dodgers, and you'll get it. You'll figure it out. Starring the great Daffy Duck and Marvin the Martian, and Porky Pig, for that matter.
Yes.
All right, so by the way,
that lovely?
We do, Marvin. Hold on. We have a request from our tech guys. They want to know if you can. Yes. They want you to do another liner, but as Daffy Duck, and tell everybody that they're listening to the Ham Radio Show, and it's despicable. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is Daffy Duck, a.k.a. Duck Dodger for the 24th and a half century, and you're listening to the Ham
Greetings, Earth creature. I interrupt your broadcast because the ham radio show is blocking my view of Venus. Therefore, I shall have to blow it up. Ooh, isn't that lovely?
The talent that comes out of this man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I can't even, that is something like, that's what I'm saying. I'm in awe of voice talent like this.
Yeah.
Because they don't even, when did you know you could do this, first off?
Well, I had a feeling there was something special about me when my parents were buying a holy water for the exorcism. That we
Yours too?
They thought I was possessed, I think. They thought I actually had friends over, but it was just me by myself in the room. High school, I would probably say, much like yourself, I believe you might be like me, a class clown.
Yes.
And, not being. I know you, and I have a feeling that you might be a stinkaduck.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, I was that kid that I made a deal with the teachers, and they said, hey, look, if you get your work in and if you get passing grades, then we'll let you do voices on the PA system the next day in the morning announcements.
How great is
so
that?
I was on the PA system. I made the deal, and I would get up there and go, ooh, Marge, they have hamburgers in the cafeteria.
Holy crap.
Oh, Homer, hamburgers are high in cholesterol.
Jesus.
And, I would do...
Wait. We can't even go... Wait. We can't gloss over how great that Homer Simpson was.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Simpson. Homer Simpson. He's the greatest guy in history. From the town of Springfield. He's about to hit a
tree.
Yeah.
Don't!
Yeah, there it is. Bobby, that boy ain't right. I'll tell you
Wow.
what. I would do King of the Hill. I'd do all those voices. And, of course,
I do some Black Alona, too. I've got to do faulty emergency.
And,
I just got chills from that one. Wow.
The fuel for the fire was other kids going, was that you just now on the PA system? And I'd go, yeah, and they'd get a laugh out of it, and then it would be enough fuel for me to do well in school, just so I could do that again the next day.
All right, so how did the class clown that you got to do these amazing voices on the PA system end up doing it behind a microphone in a studio? And you've been in countless movies and TV shows and everything else. How the hell did that happen? I mean, and don't just say a great agent.
Well, no, without an agent, actually, without the help of a safety net, I didn't have an agent. I actually had the trust and friendship of fellow cartoonists, because before I was a voiceover artist, I was actually working in animation as a character layout artist. So I kind of got in that way. One of the first gigs that I had was I worked on the not so great reboot of Ren and Stimpy.
Stimpy, you idiot!
I was actually, at the time, I actually when Billy West wasn't available to return as Stimpy, I was
hey Ren, happy, joy.
Wow.
Yeah. Will you help me pick my magic nose goblins?
Yes, Stimpy.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we have a new Ren.
Oh,
yeah. So I was one of the fill-ins for that, and then we left that studio. A lot of my friends did, and they started working at places like Warner Brothers and Disney and Nickelodeon. And I was able to get my first American voice job was on a Nickelodeon show called El Tigre: The Adventures of Manny Rivera. And what I did for that was an impersonation of Ricardo Montalban. I was a retired Mexican wrestling dad. And that is what I did. Welcome to Fantasy Island, by the way.
Reach Corinthian.
And of course, if you're, precisely. Or if you're a fan of the Naked Gun series, I was opposed to the great Frank Drebin. I was his enemy. Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm having flashbacks of my whole life, Joe. This is my whole life. Everything that Eric does, I listen to or watched or this is crazy. The fans in the Facebook Live suite are going nuts because they're like, oh, I remember that show. Oh my God, blah blah blah. And that's what I'm saying. You are a piece of everyone's childhood, and now you are the voice of the voice. You are everything. Like you've done. Like the only. I know that you're not doing. You've done Disney stuff or no?
Yeah. I was in the DuckTales. I was Gizmo Duck in the DuckTales video game. Yeah, well, in the new DuckTales, I was all of the Beagle Boys.
Oh, okay.
And by that I mean we did 21 different versions of the Beagle Boys. But more presently, there was a company called Way Forward that did this incredible reboot of the DuckTales video game.
Ooh.
And I was able to provide the voice of Gizmo Duck. Excuse me, Mr. McD. I need to say blather and blather, Sky, and become Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo Duck!
Useful to the extreme. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
And that was Hamilton Camp was the voice of Gizmo Duck. He was actually a country singer.
Yeah.
And, I was able to embody that voice while the main cast was still alive. Some of them have passed on, sadly.
Joe, who were you asking about before?
Clarence Ducky Nash, but he passed away.
Yeah, but what did he play?
He was the original Donald Duck.
Oh, the original Donald Duck.
Clarence Ducky Nash.
Did you ever do Donald?
Oh, no. There was a guy still who was the... Clarence Ducky Nash was the original.
Yeah.
And he happened to be, just like the guy who took over for him, Tony Anselmo. Tony was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
He was...
Does anybody understand what this duck is saying? It's the last time I work with a duck with a speech impediment.
You know, all those great lines from...
and jumping without a parachute, Doc? Kind of dangerous, ain't it? Oh, yeah, you could get killed.
Yeah,
those are my
favorite scenes.
Screw watching the movie, Joe. Just have Eric come over the house.
Are you sure there's only one person?
And you act the whole thing out, and we'll be fine. We'll be okay.
Just, take a couple drops of CBD oil and then have a blast. That's all.
You can go to one of our sponsors, the Weed Shop, and you can hang out there, and they can get you a little zooted, and then you will start to believe that Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and Porky Pig are in front of your face right now.
You can have an entire encounter group.
You may not even need party favors, Doc. I could just do that without. We're all good here.
Yeah.
Sober.
You're fine. Bugs, you're fine. It's the rest of us that want to get a little zooted. All right, so Eric Bauza, besides, by the way, being in The Day the Earth Blew Up, which, by the way, comes out when?
It comes out on March 14th in cinemas and theaters everywhere.
Okay.
I like when he does it because he has that announcer voice. March 14th in theaters everywhere.
As Space Ghost.
Go ahead.
The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, comes out in theaters everywhere March 14th.
Nice.
Amazing.
Nice. And see, all right, so, but right before I know we're almost done, I got to throw one thing out to you. I got to ask this question.
Yes.
Coyote versus Acme. I know about it. A lot of people are now going, if you Google it, by the way, your name gets synonymously connected to it. Because you were in that movie, and that movie got shelved for a tax write-off or whatever it was. I don't work I'm on the board of directors at Warner Brothers. I'm just saying that it got shelved, and the movie is completely done. And when you actually hear the cast and everybody that's involved, especially Eric Bauza, who you've already seen like a trained seal here on the program perform for you guys for absolutely free. You need to go see the movie now because of that, because he did it all for free. Like Will Arnett, not Will Arnett. Who's the lawyer for Coyote for Wiley?
We got Will Forte. And we got Lana Condor, we got P.J. Byrne, we got John Cena.
Yep.
For any WWE fans out there.
That's us too, yeah.
Of course, we got Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, and a cast of hundreds. I did about 10 voices in this film.
All right, so
in that film, Coyote versus Acme.
We need Warner Brothers to release the cut, as they say, the Schneider cut, even though Schneider had nothing to do with it. We need them to release this movie, because this movie on paper, Joe, when I tell you, I've seen they showed one image. It's Wile E. Coyote sitting in the courtroom with his lawyer, and it looks, you watch it and you're like, this could be the new, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And it's solidly a Warner Brothers movie. There's no way in hell it would make no money. It looks hysterical.
At this point, I feel like if there was any worry about cost of marketing, I feel like we've done it all for them at this point.
Exactly.
I think the easiest thing that we could do now is really get to the theaters and watch The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, because if that proves to be a success, which I believe it will,
yes,
then they may change their tune. I can't promise anything in that regard, but I have a feeling at that point, if I were in their shoes, I'd be like, why not?
I mean, it's so easy. All you have to do is, as a fan, listen. Let me throw this out to the audience and the fans and everybody else. Listen. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie starring the incredible freaking voice talent of Eric Bauza, my new future friend and the man who will lead me into me getting a job in voiceover and everything else. This guy busts his ass.
I say there's room for everyone.
Well, thank you very much. This guy can go out there and he is begging you to go see this movie. But trust me, he doesn't need the beg. The movie is that good. And if you are a cartoon fan, if you are a Looney Tunes aficionado, if you are anyone who's ever seen a cartoon in your freaking life, you need to go see this movie on the big screen with your kids, get some popcorn, enjoy the flick. It's worth the price of admission. I'm telling you, the acting is great. The plot is funny. The cartoon itself is visually stunning, Joe. It is gorgeous. The aliens are cool. The monsters that are involved in it. It is, I'm telling you, color-wise, it has a lot of, I was pointing out before, little Tex Avery vibes when you get to the human cast members that are in the movie, especially Chew. That guy, okay. I'm telling you, in the beginning of the movie, you'll know what I mean by Tex Avery when you watch the beginning of the movie. The very beginning of the movie has the animation style of that kind of movie. So it is, without question, it's worth the price of admission. Eric Bauza, thank you for being on the program, bro.
Thank you so much.
Without question, you are. I'm telling you, keep in touch, bro. I'm telling you, December 1979.
Absolutely.
Come on.
I'm ready, dude. You're ready. You're ready for the big time. If we have a sequel, we're definitely having a radio DJ in there, and you're.
Thank you.
So
I'll play something. I could be a pig on the radio. Something.
But with that being said, there's only one way to end our conversation, and that's by saying,
that's all, folks.
Yeah.
Round of applause for Eric Bauza. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Bye, Eric. Have a great day.
Nice guy.
Eric Bauza, ladies and gentlemen, fine, upstanding citizen, a great man.
Nice guy.
And here, the movie yet again is called The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. Get off your ass. Go see this movie, because if this movie does good, I'm telling you, the fine people at Warner Brothers, who I do love, hopefully will release Coyote vs. Acme, because that movie looks fucking amazing.
What a guy.
I'm telling you right now.